After 8 years of working on the same book, 3 years of querying that same book, and then deciding, fuck it, I'm taking the reins into my own hands, the book I was working on is not what I'm publishing, but we are at the point where I'm going to be releasing a book, so let's talk about it. Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Jenna. I write science fiction and fantasy novels and help you put the magic back into writing. One writing advice video and vlog at a time. And today I'm spilling all the tea about my upcoming novel, Between the Shadows and the Dawn, the first book in the Divided Gods saga. I also secretly have another book coming out right afterwards. Oh my god, we're doing rapid release. It's gonna get crazy in here, folks. But yeah, as for my sort of author writing journey, it has taken quite a turn. Let us just say, I have been telling everyone on this channel for a long time now, literally since I started changing my channel from originally what was a comedy channel to an author channel back in like 2015, 2016, that I was going to have my debut sci-fi novel Spaceborne be one, my debut, and two, going to be traditionally published. And now I am seeking more of a hybrid route. I am no longer just saying that only traditional is for me. Luckily, this is because of my financial situation changing. Not necessarily because I ever like shit on self-publishing. I think it's great for certain stories. And there are certain stories of mine that are just going to do better in a traditional publishing sense. That doesn't mean that like if I go and seek traditional publishing with them and they don't work out, that I won't go and do my own path again with it. But it does mean that, hey, I'm going to first try with certain books to go the traditional route just because I think that they work better in that market. And for other stories, I'm going to go straight to self-publishing. And today we're talking about my debut in the self-publishing world and my debut in general, which is going to be, again, my spicy Viking romantasy series that I have been working on for a while now. And I also have a novella spin-off series that is going to also be releasing around a similar time. I've got my cover finalized. Oh my god, and it's gorgeous. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. I've got my release date picked. It is way too soon for comfort, but again, we're doing rapid release, and I am forcing myself out of my comfort zone by not being ready and doing it anyways. And then I also have the cover art. I'm still doing the typography on the first of the novella series that is a spinoff. And yeah, we're trucking right along. The book is currently with the editor, which I'm very excited for, and it's out of my hands. So now I get to work on my novella instead, which I'm excited about. It's a completely different experience, honestly, having a timeline that is something I created where I'm like, hey, this is point A, point B, point C. This is one story I'm working on, the next story I'm working on, versus like trucking along with the same story over and over again, never feeling like it was ready enough to query, and then getting to the query trenches and realizing the entire time that I was doing things wrong. Not querying, I definitely, I had a pretty good response given the fact that it was a sci-fi and first person and adult, and I discovered very quickly that first person is not where my writing shines. It got quite a bit of requests. I had an agent who read the entire thing all the way through twice. 3 times? At least twice. No, 3 times, yeah. No. They read it 3 times all the way through, and they were just trying to come up with an editorial vision for it and couldn't. And then it was only through leaving the book on the side and literally forcing myself to not think about it that I, of course, came up with exactly what was wrong with it, which is the fact that Spaceborne, for future reference, I'm hoping I will get to, at the end of this year, rework it with this plan and set a release date for it for 2026. So we're still a year out from that, but still excited about it. I am trying to force myself to actively not think about that book because every time I do, I want to work on it so bad. But I am actively, seeking a major rewrite and change in it. And I've already rewritten it like 4 times. But the idea is that I will be making the entire thing in third point of view from first, and it will be multi-POV, showing the points of view of each of the different squad members in that team. I haven't fully outlined what that's going to look like because, again, I cannot think about it, but I have a lot of my noggin, and I will be working on that hopefully in Q4 of this year after I finish all of the basis for the Divided Gods saga first book, Between the Shadows of the Dawn. I'm going to keep saying that because I love how everything sounds. My patrons help me pick out the names and everything. So if you're interested in enjoying the Patreon, I have a lot of things on there for free. You can start reading the entire serialized version of the book down there as well. The published version is going to be different though. I will warn you, if you do read the serialized version, you're going to have to probably reread at least parts of the finished novel. There are at least like an additional 35k words added and a bunch of plot scenes and things changed in the final version, which is again only with proofreading. So it's not like anything major is going to change from this point when I'm filming this video to when the book is actually released, which is going to be around Q3 of this year. It's going to be released this summer. That's what I can say for now, because I don't want to pick a release date and then realize I didn't have a long enough pre-order window, or I didn't have like everything set up with ISBNs in time on the back end. I'm still working on all of like the logistics of actually publishing. I'm still in the middle of doing on my own pace Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive course. And so technically I think at this point she's closed entry for it for like a while, as she like reworks things and everything, but I am going through it at my own process because I've had it for a while now, and I got it and I was actually too early in the process, so none of it like applied to me fully. So then I just kept retaking her other course, HB90, over and over again. But now I'm at the point where like I really need to be taking it and I'm working on it. I'm also working on a map, and I'm really liking the process of creating maps, so I might offer that as a service to people at some point if I like how my full map turns out. We'll see. But yeah, Q3 of this year, summer book. That's what I can say so far. So I'm very excited to be sharing the book with you guys soon. To give you guys a little bit of a gist of it, it is all about a elf who lives in this place called the Divide, and this is a mountainous range that is dividing the land of the elves from the rest of Midgard, because again, Vikings. And basically her home gets blown up in chapter 1. That's not a spoiler. That is literally like the inciting incident, is her home gets blown up and the mountains she lived in were full of spirits. And those spirits are now getting out, possessing people, doing harm, and all of those things. So she ends up being the only one who can kind of control them or have sway over them. And she thought she was literally the only elf to ever exist who didn't have magic. So she's having a bit of a conniption fit. And then Q, the other POV, the love interest who we have, which is Commander Karsten Strom. And he was once a Knight of the Divide, which is basically like the polar opposite to what Adelaide, the main character, is, and they do not necessarily get along for the first part of the book, as he is on a redemption arc from formerly having been a knight who are not nice to the elves, and she hates him for it. Even though he's on a redemption arc, she doesn't believe his ass. So they need to get along, they need to work together. It is very much like that sort of, I wouldn't say outright enemies, because they do have like a first moment where they meet and she doesn't know who he used to be and they have a connection, and then she gets pissed because she found out he lied about who he used to be, and that starts untangling all of the romantic intention and becoming sort of like enemies, allies, friends to lovers pipeline with a lot of mistrust sewn in. And it's definitely like the first 10 chapters are a romantic fantasy, and then the last 10 are straight up romantasy. It is spicy, although the characters do not like officially fully get together because it is a slow burn. I'm saying a slow burn as in terms of multiple books to fully get to the point where they are in a stable relationship. Kind of slow burn. It's slow burn by the end of the freaking book. The wicks barely may be smoldering, but there are some other reasons, such as Spirits of Lust, that give the book still spicy goodness. So that's my current vague pitch thing. I definitely have the description of the book already written. I'm just, again, waiting on proofreading on it, and I'll be able to share a little bit more of it with you guys. You'll see it up on Goodreads, Storygraph, all of those places. But I did want to make like a little video to announce to you guys, yes, I am working on the book. I will have deadlines. I will have everything set in stone very soon. I will be back to vlogging. I will be doing all of those things very, very soon, and I'm so excited to be getting back to this. I just took the last couple months really to focus in on what did I want my writing life to look like, what do I want my life in general to look like. I'm still working on a lot of those things, and I'll have more to share as the year goes on. And I definitely have like a ton of vlogs that unfortunately I just haven't gotten through. As I sort of go through the book one last time around the time of release, I'm going to also, on my website that I'm still reworking right now, I'm going to also put in like a bunch of like teasers and Easter eggs from things that are like references to Sylvain or like my own family history, because they're mostly all like Nordic and, you know, descendant of Vikings here. So like some of the like the town name, little Easter egg in there is it's literally Ranadel, the town in the Viking book, where most of the things happen, is a mix of the two very, very small towns in Sweden that my family comes from, with literally like populations of between a couple hundred to like a couple thousand, especially back when they lived there a couple generations ago. So that was like one of the little teaser Easter eggs in there. I gave some characters names from my family, surnames from my family line and ancestry, And yeah, I might go put those all on like my website just because I love Easter eggs. When I was doing Spaceborne, there was quite a few Easter eggs in there that I kept in like a sheet. And by now I think I've forgotten quite a few of them. But I did have some people who ended up beta reading for me who knew enough from my vlogs that they actually caught some like references when I'd say something about like my family or something about this fandom I liked, and they'd be like, hey, did you pick this character's name because it was from this fandom? And I'd be like, yep. So we'll see if all of those end up back into Spaceborne, but at the very least, I currently, because I'm working on, again, can't think about Spaceborne, because I'm working on this spicy Viking romantasy, I know right now all of the little Easter eggs that I can't wait to share with you guys as well. Yeah, I think that's all I have to share right now, sort of the lowdown on what's going on with the book. I'm going to be going back and working on some vlogs I already filmed that I didn't end up finishing editing on and things like that, and you guys will see that, and I'll be back on my bullshit with filming these videos, though every time I say that, I'm on for like a month and then I fall off again. So I'm really trying to manage being consistent with my own social media, because if you guys don't know, I do social media for my day job, and that makes keeping up with this very difficult. Although I did, on a personal note, towards the end of the video here, for those who stuck around and are trucking through it, with my jumping around of a million different conversations right now, I did film a bunch of videos for you guys in August, and honestly, the reason I didn't keep up with doing these kind of sit-down videos is because I just looked like absolute and utter garbage and trash in those videos, and my health was the worst it's probably ever been in my life in August, and so I also took the last couple months to kind of just focus on my health and things like that. I talk about it a little bit more on my Patreon, but I think I gained like 25 pounds in like 6 months, which weight is not everything, but with the condition in my legs, I need to lose weight to make the condition better. So I do not have to have a cane by the time I'm 35. So I have since lost that weight and continue to do so, and I am definitely now on medication that is helping with all of my general illnesses, PCOS, and all of the other things. So I am health-wise doing much better. I'm way more energetic, as I'm sure you can tell here. I missed you guys and talking to you guys. So that has overall been doing much better, and that's been helping me be more creative, wanting to be more present, wanting to be able to film videos, not have body dysmorphia when I look at myself in the little viewfinder on the side there, and overall that's been helping me a whole lot. So those August videos will never see the light of day, and instead we're going to be just starting and pretending like they never existed. And if anyone else is asking as well, yes, my hair is shorter. I did kill most of it when I went purple in September. If you guys didn't see that, it's on my Instagram. And I did dye it back to a more natural blonde, though it's a bit too dark to, I think, be considered blonde fully, but I'm trying to wash some of it out because it wasn't supposed to be this dark, but that's also trying to lighten the dye I just put on it is how I killed it fully, officially. I just had to hack it all off. But we're trying to get it a little bit more healthy, so you guys will be seeing me like this for a little bit. This is hopefully how I'm going to keep it for at least a while, because I need to take new headshots for some conventions I'm going to be at with my book that I can't tell you guys about yet. You guys will be able to see me in a couple different places in the next few quarters after the book comes out, and I'm very excited to share those very soon, so hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. But that's it for me today. So what are you guys working on? Where's your whip at? Have you recently published? Are you going to publish? What route of publishing are you on? I want to know all of the details. Tell me down below. We can compare, contrast all of these different publishing paths we are on and our different work in progresses. Especially tell me if you're working on a Viking book, because I've seen these get more and more popular and I'm eating them all up. I have quite a few on my shelf now and I still need more. So I will see you guys in the next video, and do remember to leave all of those comments down below. I don't know why I'm doing so many hand motions here. Do leave them in the comments down below so we can chat about it. Catch you guys in the next one. I still am not used to making videos again. Sorry if I'm a little crazy. But I'll see you guys in the next one. So bye.